The status will be
40 minutes. सो जब तक बाकी कैंडिडेट्स कनेक्ट नहीं हो जाते, चलो इसमें से कौन सी क्वालिटीज आप में है, जस्ट रिप्लाई मी इन द चैट बॉक्स. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थिंक दैट सर यू हैव टोल्ड अस 16 डिफरेंट क्वालिटीज, राइट? सो इसमें से मुझ में इतने क्वालिटीज है, ये क्वालिटीज आपको लगता है कि आप में है, चलो चैट बॉक्स में क्विकली व्हाट डू यू थिंक, और आई विल आस्क वन बाय वन, सो डोंट मेक मी आस्क टू एवरीवन. चलो प्रोएक्टिवली बता दो कोई तो, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? दीपक, यू आर सेइंग अराउंड 14 क्वालिटीज, वेरी नाइस, ओके ग्रेट. तो जो बचे हुए नहीं है वो कौन से? चलो सारे 14 तो आप टाइप नहीं कर सकते, राइट? ऐश्वर्या, you have every quality? Do you think you have every quality? What about Lavina? What about Avinash? What about Niket? What about Ramadevi? What about Sushant? Vijay Kumar? Ramadevi is saying I have nearly 12. Very nice, very good. If you think you have, it is in your personality, okay? खुद पे भरोसा रखो थोड़ा सा. चलो और कोई है? बस इतने ही लोगों में है क्या क्वालिटी इतनी? चलो ठीक है. Sushant is saying around 12-13 qualities. Very good. Niket is saying yes sir I have. Very good. Yes Niket, if you think you have it. Lavina is saying around 9 qualities. That's a very good. Fine. So yes, Deepak is saying cheerfulness and self-confidence somewhere I lack little bit in some situation. Yes, if there is a pressure situation, everybody can have that lack. So don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, it's okay. Chalo. So I hope you have understood what I was trying to say, that these qualities are checked through the verbal communication, two-way communication. Let's see what is in the next slide. So how these qualities are checked, okay? How these qualities are being assessed. So these qualities, this assessment, this assessment is done by asking you the questions, right? Personal interview involves the questions related to following things. So कौन से subjects पे आपको question पूछे जाएंगे? How well do you know yourself? This includes, so knowing well yourself मतलब क्या? This includes your knowledge about your strengths. You should know what are your strengths, and then you should know what are your weaknesses, right? Then your educational background. You should know a lot of things about, you should know everything about your educational background. Your family, right? You should know everything about your family. Your place of living, where you have come from, where you are staying temporarily, permanently. Your hobbies, right? What are your hobbies? You should have the knowledge about your hobbies. If you are an NCC candidate, you should know about the different things about the NCC. Your activities in sports, right? If you are a sports person, your participation in extracurricular activity, right? Because this leads to be a leader. And your previous attempts, if you have done any previous attempts, you should have the knowledge that why you got failed and what are the problems you found in yourself and what you have done to improvise yourself, right? So ये सब चीजें आपको knowing yourself मतलब ये सब चीजें आती, right? Next point you should know is your reason to join armed forces. Why you are joining armed forces? आपका रीजन क्या है? ऐसे ही तो नहीं आ रहे हो ना, राइट? मैं एसएसबी का फॉर्म भर दिया एंड सामने आ गए. वो लक्ष्य मूवी में ऋतिक रोशन बोलता है, राइट? पहले एक एग्जाम होता है एंड देन एक छोटा सा इंटरव्यू होता है एंड देन यू गो इन द आईएमए, राइट? ऐसा नहीं है यहाँ पे, राइट? यू शुड हैव द रीजन टू जॉइन आर्म फोर्सेस, राइट? चलो वो सब वो मूवी सब अच्छा कर दिया, बस उस डायलॉग की वजह से काफी सारे कैंडिडेट ने एसएसबी दे दिया था। चलो, your enthusiasm and willingness to join the forces, how enthusiastic, how willingly you want to join the armed forces, right? That also matters a lot. See, एक बार आपके acts से, through your acts, through your words, through your actions, enthusiasm and willingness, ये job ही वैसा है. This job demands this. This job demands your enthusiasm. This job demands your proactiveness. This job demands you're willing to sacrifice yourself or to sacrifice all of your happiness, all of the things which you have for the motherland, right? And this is all is checked in, at least the potential is checked through the SSB, right? Your awareness about the current happenings, as we discussed it earlier, right? Your awareness of educational domain from which you have come from, I think we have discussed it again. General awareness and your opinion about the things about you and about around you. So आपके बारे में और आपके सराउंडिंग के बारे में आपका क्या ओपिनियन है, दैट आल्सो इज चेक्ड थ्रू द डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. अंडरस्टूड? सो लेट्स मूव. सो आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे व्हाट आर द टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आस्क्ड इन द एसएसबी, एंड टुमारो वी विल डिस्कस हाउ टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस एंड हाउ टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द एसएसबी इंटरव्यू, राइट? सो ये सेकंड लास्ट लेक्चर है हमारा पूरा एसएसबी की सीरीज में. चलो, द IO means what? Interviewing officer. In SSB, interview ask you following types of question. First type of question is a preliminary or introductory type of questions to make you feel free. कौन सा है वो? We will see it. Second type of question is comprehensive insight questions. What are those? We will see later on. Next type of question is your opinion oriented question relating social and personal issues, and what are the solution and different solution finding questions. Next is your technical and basic academic questions, and fifth is general awareness question, right? So first is preliminary questions, comprehensive insight questions, opinion oriented questions, and technical or basic academic question, and general awareness question, right? So let's see one by one कौन से क्वेश्चन के टाइप में क्या आता है. ओके, सो preliminary or introductory type of question. What has been asked in this question, that at the beginning of the interview most of the candidates are in pressure of the interview, right? आप interview room के बाहर बैठते हो, right? You sit outside the interviewing room waiting 30-40 minutes to, you know, आपका chest number कब announce हो जाता है. Then you become very nervous, what they will ask, what they will not ask, right? मैंने तो current affairs किए हैं, वो पूछेंगे या नहीं पूछेंगे, या फिर मैंने technical का मुझे अभी कुछ आ रहा ही नहीं है, right? You may have thousands of thought at that point, right? So that is making you, very vulnerable. So SSB, I will tell you, or GTO sir or any other assessment officer will also tell you that we give a fair chance to the candidate. We are not going to ask you the questions if you are not comfortable, right? Because they want your composed and calm state. That is why the facility of mess, facility of residence is provided. Why? Because that uncomfort does not hamper your performance. Understood? And this also is a very slight example of that, that at the start they will know that you are in the pressure of the interview. So to settle him down and feel him easy and comfortable, the different questions are asked, right? आपको थोड़ा settle down करने के लिए थोड़ा सा to make you acquainted with the interviewing officer, to make you acquainted with the surrounding, right? काफी pressure होता है, ऐसा लगता है कि सारी दुनिया सिर्फ आप ही के पास देख रही है. Understood? So to make them comfortable, it is the question asked like, would you like to have a glass of water, or how was your day so far, right? You're wearing a very nice tie, from where did you buy it? You went alone to buy it? They will ask such questions. You have a very nice name, what is the meaning of it? I hope you have nice stay in the SSB, is that so? Etc, etc, right? These are the very informal questions. Don't fall into the trap. ऐसा मत पूछो कि इसका आंसर काफी अच्छा दे दूं तो मेरा सिलेक्शन वगैरह हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. It is just to make you comfortable. Any person who is very uneasy, not feeling well, just to make him settle down, these questions are asked. Don't take these questions too seriously, right? So these are very easy questions to answer, but be precise about your answers. थोड़ा सा precise रहिए, थोड़ा सा I will say बस beat around bush मत कीजिए. उस question में ऐसा घूम मत जाइए कि क्योंकि मैं तो सोच रहा था कि मुझे इन्फेंट्रीज के बारे में पूछेंगे और पूछ रहे हैं कि मेरे टाई कितनी अच्छी है। ये सब शुरुआत है भाई। ओके, नेक्स्ट इज आई थिंक व्हाट, कैसे क्वेश्चन को आंसर कर सकते हो आप। सो हाउ वाज योर डे सो फार, सो यू विल जस्ट सिंपली आंसर से सर इट वाज अ फैंटास्टिक डे, आई हैड अ वेरी टेस्टी ब्रेकफास्ट, आई एंजॉयड इट, आई गॉट फ्रेश अप, ड्रेस्ड अप एंड केम हियर फॉर इंटरव्यू। वेरी सिंपल, वेरी बेसिक, very precise, right? So this is just a sample answer. You can take any liberty of answer giving. I am just telling you the I'm just telling you the form of answer. What should be the form of answer? There should always be the circle to be completed. And see tomorrow, जब कल हमारा लेक्चर होगा ना, I will show you a very nice case study. आपने वो देखा भी होगा. I will show you a very nice case study. और उस 13 मिनट के वीडियो को हम थोड़ा थोड़ा करके देखेंगे and you will convince that SSB में आंसर कैसे करना है. So कल तक भी आप ट्यून रहिए फॉर दी लेक्चर्स. सो आंसर दिस क्वेश्चंस. ये अनवर आंसर का अनवर हो गया. दिस इज आंसर. ओके, आंसर दिस क्वेश्चंस लाइवली एंड इंथुसियास्टिकली, फ्रेशली, चेहरे पे रौनक रखे इन क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे देना है आपको, राइट? चलो, सो नेक्स्ट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर कॉम्प्रहेंसिव इनसाइड क्वेश्चंस. Just a second. Next type of question are comprehensive insight question. What are the questions, type of questions occur in the comprehensive insight question? These are most crucial and core questions of the interview. अगर इंटरव्यू आप, अगर कोई कैंडिडेट डर रहा है, किस चीज को डरता है, रिपीटर किस चीज को डरता है, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस, कॉम्प्रहेंसिव इनसाइट क्वेश्चंस. क्या होता है इसमें? रैपिड फायर राउंड. इसमें क्या होता है? The questions are asked in the continuous manner. Let's say 13 to 15 questions will be asked by interviewing officer continuously. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 continuously आपको क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, right? And why they are asked to you? To check the ability of you to focus, formalize the response and expression in the candidate. देखिए, ऐसे नॉर्मली बात करूंगा आपसे, बहुत नॉर्मली बात करूंगा आपसे, you will answer the question very fantastically, right? बहुत फैंटास्टिक आंसर होगा आपका. धीरे धीरे पूछ रहा हूं ना मैं. But if your selection is at stake, if you have very limited time, and if there is compulsion to ask the question in the sequential manner, pressure बढ़ गया कि नहीं बढ़ गया, right? If that pressure is on you, then only your ability to focus, formalize the response and expression are checked, right? So it is also to check your honesty, because there are a lot of questions. वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन अबाउट योर लाइफ. आप अगर आपके बारे में अगर मैं पूछता रहूंगा आपके लाइफ में सीधे सीधे सिंपल क्वेश्चन, आप तो कुछ भी बोल सकते हो, राइट? बट इफ आई आस्क सेम क्वेश्चंस इन दी प्रेशर सिचुएशन, लाइक 15 क्वेश्चन में कंटिन्यू आंसर देना है, आप वहां पे झूठ नहीं बोल सकते. इन द रश, इन द प्रेशर, इन द हरी आप इतना झूठ नहीं बोल सकते. दैट इज व्हाई दिस क्वेश्चंस चेक योर ऑनेस्टी. सो द क्वेश्चंस आर, सॉरी, the questions are based on your education, family, profession, sports, extracurricular activities, etc., hobbies. तो आप ही के लाइफ के, अगर जो आपने पीआई के फॉर्म में लिखा हुआ है, भरा हुआ है, उसी के ऊपर आपको क्वेश्चन रहेंगे रैपिड फायर. उसमें कुछ अलग क्वेश्चन नहीं रहने वाले. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. यू नो, ये थोड़ा बड़ा वाला एग्जांपल तो देना ही पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ दे वांट टू आस्क अबाउट योर एजुकेशनल बैकग्राउंड इन द रैपिड फायर क्वेश्चन, सो सिंपली दे विल आस्क, tell me, just a second, I will put the laser pointer on. So tell me about institution where you have studied, since when you are studying, any achievement during your education, any responsible post held during your education at the institute, have you represent institute at, and what level you have represent institute, subject you like the most, those you did not like at all, why you like those subject, teachers you like the most and those which you did not like at all, why you like those teacher, why didn't like those teacher. It includes the teacher and subject till all these years of education and not only school. Name the specialty of institute where you have studied and a brief description about it. Namely its location, crowd, culture and other heritage it carries, etc. So we have given you a lot of time. Do you take your time and answer this question? Is it a pressure? Just tell me, pressure आएगा कि नहीं आएगा? Reply in the chat section. चलो. Isn't it forming pressure on you? Yes, it will form pressure on you, right? It will form pressure on you. 13-14 क्वेश्चन अभी, चलो सारे के सारे इसमें से पूछे जाएंगे, चलो कुछ काट भी दीजिए. 13 13 to 14 question will be asked to you. Okay. Remembering itself, as far as you are right, remembering itself is a challenge. Understood? Remembering itself is a challenge. बाद में answer क्या दोगे? Right? Last question is about the institution where you have studied. Right? Niket has forgot what is last question. Yes. Okay. So ऐसे प्रेशर सिचुएशन में आपके सामने चैलेंज क्या रहेगी? एक तो चैलेंज आपके सामने ये रहेगी कि मैं सीक्वेंस कैसे फॉर्म करूं, उसके बाद आपके दिमाग में ये रहेगा कि मैं सीक्वेंस तो चलो फॉर्म हो गया, आंसर क्या दूं उसका, 2 पॉइंट पूछे हैं, कौन से पॉइंट बोलूं, कितना सारा प्रेशर आएगा आपके सामने, राइट? एंड डू यू रियली थिंक दैट यू कैन लाई इन दिस सिचुएशन? ऑफ कोर्स इट इज इम्पॉसिबल फॉर अ नॉर्मल कैंडिडेट. सो बेस्ट वे टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन इज टू रिमेंबर द key points in the question and answer each point. So I will tell you a very small exercise here. Okay, are you ready for it? We'll not do it right now, but I will tell you some exercise for you. क्या कीजिए, do one thing. Internet पे there are a lot of websites. You will get a list of rapid fire questions. Okay, comprehensive insight question. Do a very small audio recording of each questions. And then simply put that audio recording in front of you and replay that. Okay, and try to remember the sequence, right? Try to remember the sequence, right? ऐसा अगर आप करते जाओगे, if you do it for 10-15 different questions, set of question, I will say, धीरे धीरे you will develop an ability to remember the question. See, point यहाँ पे वही है, you have to remember the questions. Answer will be later, in the later stage. You will have to remember the question. Understood? So key point is to remember the question. And generally the questions are based on the PIQ form, as I told you, and form a logical sequence while answering the question. So suppose their questions are related to your educational background, so you can either answer each question continuously, or you can form your own logic that I will first answer about my 10th, then all questions about 10th. I will first then answer about my 12th, all questions related to 12th. You may have your own logic and sequence for answering it. So Niket is asking, sir, can I ask to repeat the question in rapid fire? No, Niket, you should not ask and you cannot ask. Okay, you should be that attentive. Okay, that will be rude and that will not go in your favor. I will suggest you don't answer, don't ask. Right? Hence, knowing yourself is the key to answer this question. So what is my opinion? My suggestion will be, ये सारे आंसर तैयार रखो. Have a list of the answer from internet and prepare that answer priorly, right? And in the interview, what will be your task? Just to remember the question. Answer तो आपको पहले से आ रहे हैं. Understood? This is what is the key, right? Next, take time, remember the question and sequence, and try to formulate answer for more questions, right? So here I will say that be calm, be composed, remember the questions and sequence, whatever the time it takes. Of course, पूरा आधा घंटा तो नहीं लेना है आपको. Half 10 seconds, 5 seconds will be okay, but formulate it in your mind and give the answer to each and every question. So I hope you have understood this. Most importantly, do not lie in the SSB interview, right? They will catch it. And of course, you cannot lie because rapid comprehensive insight question, you don't have time to lie. You just have, आपको question remember करने के लिए time नहीं रहता है. How you would lie, right? And even if you are able to successfully able to lie, there are 21 different tests. If you count 19 tests, कहीं ना कहीं तो पकड़े जाओगे. Understood? चलो. You should have good information about. So इससे पहले, prior to that, you should have good information about your life, right? Each and every aspect of your life, you should have good information about it. Understand? So my suggestion will be, interview के पहले से ही आपको आपके life के बारे में सारे की सारी information होनी चाहिए about your participation in extracurricular activity, about your sports life, about your hobbies, about your educational background, about your family, about your friends. You should know everything about it. Okay, just give me 10 seconds to drink water, please. Okay, so I think we have done this. Okay. So next type of questions are pressure question. आपको pressure किया जाएगा. Okay. इसमें तो ग्रिलिंग हो चुकी है आपकी 4 से 5 क्यों. बाय द वे 4 से 5 आ जाएंगे यार. रैपिड कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनसाइड क्वेश्चन एक नहीं पूछा जाएगा. You will have rapid questions. Okay. And he may interrupt in those questions. Okay. And then next type of question will be pressure questions. So what happens in the pressure question? It is to check how do you react in the situation of stress and pressure. Again, पहले तो आपको stress में डाला गया है. यहाँ पे whatever normal you are speaking, they will ask more in depth and make you in the stress and pressure. So, do you keep a balance of your personality stable, or you get fluctuated in the stress-like situation? आप, whenever there is the very stress-like question, do you keep your balance or simply आप बह जाते हो, right? For example, if the question is related to some political issue, you have some political opinion, do you really keep yourself balanced, or do you just fall in the trap of them and get yourself kicked out of the SSB? Understood? So don't do such things. That is why the pressure questions are asked. मैंने कहा ना, I am continuously telling you, SSB either in psychology, GTO, personal interview, whatever it is, they will continuously try to confirm that whether you are a good candidate or not, right? So in situation of stress, we tend to reveal our original and true personality. That is why these questions places its own importance. Let's take an example. If you are a student of environmental science, so he will ask, what is global warming, right? So you will answer about it, that sir, global warming is the average increase in the temperature of the earth, or average average century temperature, increase in the average century temperature, right? Then what causes global warming? Next question will immediately comes to you. So you will answer about it, right? Sir, air pollution, water pollution. I think I have given this example in the last lecture also. So which kind of industries do water pollution? Next question will be asked to you. So you will have to say, sir, mobile sources will be there, immobile sources will be there. Okay, stable sources are there. Then this industry, that industry, pharmaceutical industry, any kind of industry. Again, you give the answer. Then what is India doing about the controlling pollution and so on? Then you will have to answer that also. So he will keep digging in the same subject. Right. So what you are doing to keep your surrounding free from the pollution? Then you will say, sir, I don't do anything. Then why you are saying that our pollution should be controlled if you are not doing anything about it? You getting my point? What I'm trying to say? He will dig deep inside you continuously, or he will simply ask some question which leads to some political activity, which leads to some political opinion, and then he will simply dig you continuously till you either lose your balance or you keep it successfully and impressive. Understand? Next is, he will, as I told you, he will continuously try to break you down. A constant attack will be given to you, going on you. So all you have to do is keep calm, listen carefully, and answer question within your knowledge in brief. Whatever he is asking, you either know it, you either don't know it, right? If you know it, answer it. If it is an opinion, simply answer your opinion. Of course, the opinion should be balanced, right? So keep calm, listen carefully, and answer question within your knowledge in the brief. Okay. And tomorrow, कल का जो हमारा सेशन होगा ना, in that ये brief word का meaning मैं properly समझाऊंगा आपको. And if you understand the meaning of this answering in brief ना, you will understand entire SSB interview ka pura I will say gist, right? Because if you able to answer question in the brief, you will answer anything in the brief, and that is what is necessary, right? So kal ki case study mein hum ye bhi dekhenge. So if you don't know the answer, simply say, sorry sir, I don't know the answer, but I will find out later on, right? So you either know it or you either don't know it. Get it? Sure. So many times he will ask about the questions which are not related to your stream, just to make you in the pressure. If you are a civil engineer, he may ask some different question to you. So don't take it personally that I was not from that stream. Still he asked me the question. No, how you tackle the unknown problems, how you tackle the unknown questions, that is what is checked. So sometimes pressure questions includes about your personal life, about your habits, right? So he can ask some different question. Yes, Avinash, yes, it happened with you, right? So you can share your experience if you want to share it by unmuting. So would you like to share it?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
like my background is electronics and telecommunication,
Mhm.
and he asked me three questions related to that. And the fourth question, he said, "So, Avinash, you are from electrical background. So,
Okay.
tell me, why did birds don't get shock when they sit on the electrical
Yes,
wire
yes,
transmission lines?"
exactly. So at
So,
that
I
point,
was in a dilemma whether to correct him that no, sir, I am in electronics background, or to
yeah,
directly answer.
yes. So yes, this happens. This happens with every candidate. It is their pattern. So I hope you have answered that very well. Okay. And if you are unable to answer, I think you will know what to do and what not to do. Okay. So thank you for sharing your experience, Avinash. So this is what happens. This is type of question occurs in the SSB pressure situation. Chalo. So there will be also question like, do you have any girlfriend or do you have any boyfriend, right? And the subsequent question related to that can make candidate uncomfortable, right? It can make you uncomfortable. So they will, if they ask you that, do you have girlfriend? If you say no, then why don't you don't have girlfriend? If you say yes, then they will ask about her, and then kahi na kahi pe they will ask you the question, or some dilemmas will be there, some uncomfort will be there, right? But still, for them it is not about your personal life. Remember, for them it is not about your question personal life. They not at all are interested in your personal life. For them, this question is making you uncomfortable, right? This question is keeping you in the dilemma. This question is disturbing you. And in the disturbance situation, how do you react? In the disturbance situation, how do you react? That is what is checked, right? So never take any question personally. वैसे भी आपके बारे में उनको सिर्फ पीआईक्यू में जितना है उतना ही पता है, ओके? और वैसे तो आपको आपको ही पता है आपके बारे में, राइट? Nobody knows. चलो. So the simple trick is don't judge yourself. खुद को जज मत करो. Answer honestly in the composed attitude. Again, composed attitude, brief attitude. जस्ट डोंट बी ओवर फ्रेंडली. तो यहाँ पे ओवर फ्रेंडली नहीं हो जाना है. अगर आप कंप्लेनिंग है आपके गर्लफ्रेंड से, वहां पे कंप्लेंट शुरू मत कीजिए. अंडरस्टूड? हैव अ कंपोज्ड आंसर, हैव अ वेरी कंपोज्ड काइंड ऑफ पर्सनालिटी. सिंपली यस, नो, सिंपल एक्सप्लेनेशन, सिंपल जस्टिफिकेशन. डोंट बी ओवर फ्रेंडली. ये सबसे बड़ी गलती कर देते हैं सारे के सारे कैंडिडेट्स हु डोंट गेट रिकमेंडेड, राइट? They get over comfortable, over friendly with the GTO sir, sorry, interviewing officer, as if like he is a psychologist and he is sitting there to solve your problem or to listen to you. Okay, he is a good listener, but after that he assess you. Understand? So don't take that advantage. आपको आधा घंटा बहुत अच्छा लगा, you will feel that interviewing sir तो मेरे साथ कितने फ्रेंडली थे, he is so such a kind person. बट वो काइंड पर्सन वहां पे नहीं है. ही इज अ प्रोफेशनल इंटरव्यूअर ऑफ इंडियन आर्म फोर्सेस. अंडरस्टूड? रिमेंबर दैट. ये मत भूलो, राइट? राइट. समबडी इज सेइंग what would ideal answer of that question will be? Which question? Niket, there is no ideal answer. Niket, remember this, there is no ideal answer, there is a true answer, right? Chalo, we will talk it on later, Niket. Okay. About girlfriend, okay, we'll talk about the girlfriend wala question, okay, later on. Fine. Let's move to the next slide. Next type of questions are opinion questions about different social issues, different situation and problems. Okay, so these questions are check your views to see the world, how mature you are, and are you an optimistic person or are you a balanced person? See, you are about to be an officer in armed forces, so you should have the opinion, you should have your kind of vision about the world. So wo kitna balanced hai, wo kitna comprehensive hai, that is what checked in such questions, right? So he will also check your understanding of current affairs and beyond, check your opinion about it. That's why you should pehle to knowledge hona chahiye, then only it forms your opinion, right? So for example, the current headline and your opinion about it may also be asked. For example, how India is responding COVID-19 outbreak. What is your opinion about India's healthcare system? So do you think that government is really working properly about your healthcare system? ऐसे क्वेश्चन आपको पूछे जाएंगे. अंडरस्टूड? So he may push you to give a radical opinion, or he may either push you to give a balanced opinion. Kuch bhi ho jaye, in both the situation you should be very balanced, right? So again we are remained with the 10 minutes. Okay, so fine. So I hope you have understood. So many times IO gives you a situation to cross examine your ability. For example, if you want to organize a cycle rally, what will you do? Or if you say somewhere in your hobbies that my hobby is let's say watching movies, right? So if he will ask you, if you want to organize a small movie party, or if you want to organize event or dance competition event, any event, it is related to your hobbies or related to your extracurricular activity. So he will ask a question about it, right? What will you do? So it will check your organizing ability, or he may either give you the situation just like situation reaction test. Understood? So we have seen in detail what are the situation in the situation reaction test. So in such questions, candidates should be well focused in the interview and answer like simply about the cycle rally. I will decide the path, gather my friends, confirm their ability to cycle, monitor the rally, finish the rally, and come back safely. It is safely. Okay, some spelling mistake is there, and you may have different approach to. So what I'm trying to say is a composed attitude to hona chahiye aapne, ek comprehensive. हमने, I think we have discussed this in very detail in the SRT, right? Response to the situation must be comprehensive and central character should be involved in it. Understand? That is what is checked. So understand situation carefully and respond logically. You will be reflecting your leadership qualities and presence of mind in such questions. So कुछ भी नहीं करना है, प्रॉपरली अंडरस्टैंड करो, रिस्पॉन्ड लॉजिकली करो और आपकी लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज अच्छे से दिखाओ, राइट? चलो, we'll go to the next slide. So technical and basic academic questions. So a candidate must have an interest in the branch he has studied. Hence, the interviewing officer may ask the question related to your subjects of study in academics, your specialization, if any. As I told you, if you are from electrical, electronics and telecommunication engineering, he may ask some basic question about telecommunication things. If you are from other background, other science background, BSc background, BA background, any kind of any background, if you are from BA history, MA history, if you are doing history as your subject, right? From the CDS, you may have that background. So he can simply ask the questions about the historical things, right? So the question are just to check, as I told you now, that for a civil engineer, the question will be how to construct a road. So if I want to construct how a Burj Khalifa are constructed in the Dubai, what are the factors they must have considered while planning that such a tall building in the areas like Middle East, right? So yeah, basic to understanding aap mein honi chahiye. You should have that understanding. Understood? So these are the questions he may ask. And if you have applied for technical entries like TGC entry, SSC Tech entry, or any other specialized entry like JAG, NCC special entry, etc., it is important to have knowledge of your field of study. So as I told you, whatever your academics is, I am not saying that you should be very, gate exam ke level ka aap mein understanding hona chahiye. It is not like that. At least you should have a basic understanding of application and basic understanding. जैसे कि एक mechanical engineer को normal person always will ask something about the bike, the car, some new trends in the technology, IC engine, right? 2-stroke engine, 4-stroke engine, or how airplane can fly. So ये तो question पूछे जाएंगे ना mechanical engineer. So you should have that understanding. Understand? So basic academic questions. So are you getting it? Everyone is understanding it? या सिर्फ one way हो रहा है आपको? Are you getting it? Simply आप hand raise कर दीजिए if you are getting it. Yes. Great. Great. Very well. Very well. Chalo. So let's go to the next slide. So next question is, just a second. Okay. Questions are on armed forces. So 5 minute बाकी है, इसको खत्म कर देंगे जल्दी. Okay. When you want to join any organization, you are supposed to have knowledge about it, right? So you should have proper understanding if you are applying for the Indian Army. You should know about organization structure. You should know about the rank structure. You should know about the basic equipments, current equipments, different kind of exercises we do with the different countries, some latest news about the defense forces, your opinion about it, right? Kuch recent activity hui hai nahi hai, you should know everything about it, right? What are the corps, which kind of corps you want to join, which kind of regiment you want to join, about that regiment. Enthusiasm ऐसा ही नहीं होता है, right? Just आपको नहीं मुझे धावा ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. You should have that kind of sense, that kind of knowledge, that kind of proper idea about which organization you want to join, right? So देखो, आप कुछ भी मत करके जाओ, एक बार चल जाएगा, right? ऐसा तो नहीं करना चाहिए, but आपको current affairs के बारे में, सर्विसेज के बारे में और खुद के बारे में तो मालूम ही होना चाहिए. That is what, ये तो बेसिक इंसान की पहचान है, at least as an officer. Understood? Next is IO interviewing officer ask about latest defense news and your opinion, as we have discussed. Question will be asked like why you want to join Indian Armed Forces. ये तो रीजन तो आपको आना ही चाहिए. Be honest, be very honest. Honesty का मतलब ये नहीं है कि सर स्टार्टिंग की सैलरी 1 लाख से ज्यादा होती है. That is why I want to join armed forces. वैसे तो ऐसे वक्त में तो आप वैसे भी आप में वो एबिलिटी है ही नहीं, because this job is more about the money, right? This job is about that passion. This job is about that, it is not just an armed force, it is the way of life. This job is about getting in the way of life. This job is about being one of the creamiest youth in the India, right? आर्म फोर्सेस के ऑफिसर इतने सारे यंग ऑफिसर, सबसे क्रीम क्राउड है हमारे देश का, क्रीम यूथ है हमारे देश का, राइट? आई वांट टू बी लाइक दैट. ऐसा कुछ पैशनेट होना चाहिए आपके अंदर, एंड दैट्स व्हाई एंड दैट इज द ओनली थिंग व्हिच विल लीड टू बी एन आर्म फोर्सेस ऑफिसर, राइट? सो आपका रीजन, एंड देन इफ यू आर एन एनसीसी कैडेट यू विल बी आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू मोटो ऑफ एनसीसी और डिफरेंट एनसीसी एक्सरसाइजेस एक्सेट्रा, राइट? सो this is it about the which kind of question asked to you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, watching this lecture so far. Please like, subscribe and share our channel. जितने ज्यादा हो सके आपके सारे के सारे दोस्तों में हमारे टेलीग्राम का चैनल शेयर कीजिए. I am still unable to see the increase in the members of the channel, so I don't think that you are sharing that link to your friends. I have told you that कम से कम 10 फ्रेंड्स को आप उसकी लिंक भेजो. यहाँ पे 11 people have joined, right? हर पर्सन ने 10 लोगों को भेज दिया तो इट्स अबाउट 110 में एटलीस्ट 50 will be joined. So we want to improve this community, right? थोड़ा सा कंट्रीब्यूशन रखिए. 2 मिनट बाकी है. क्विक क्वेश्चंस, काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस हो गए. अगर आपको लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चन है मैं फिर से ज्वाइन कराऊंगा मीटिंग. अगर नहीं हो गए तो उसके बाद we will stop, not an issue. चलो. Deepak is saying always do this, sir. What do you want? What I should always do this, Deepak? I'm unable to get what you are saying. Deepak, थोड़ा सा briefly पूछिए. Yes, I always do it. Okay. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so much. चलो, any other question? कोई question है आपको? या फिर 1 मिनट में खत्म हो रहा है तो क्या पूछेंगे, right? Niket, what is it?
Why you selected in SSB?
Why?
Why you should selected in SSB?
Why you should get recommended in SSB, right? ऐसा क्वेश्चन अगर आया तो.
Yes.
So tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
Tell the truth, sir. I have all the qualities to be an armed forces officer, and so far I have performed well in the SSB. So I think I am the desirable candidate, or I think I am the deserving candidate. 1 मिनट में खत्म हो जाएगा, फिर से ज्वाइन कर दीजिए. Lavina is asking, Niket, I will get back to you. Lavina is asking, sir, what if we stuck in answer in the rapid fire question? If you get stuck in the rapid fire question, थोड़ा सा सोचिए. Okay, give up मत कीजिए, बस give up मत कीजिए. Stuck हो रहे हो, it's okay. Every candidate gets stuck, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. But just give up मत कीजिए. Think कि कहाँ से stop हुआ था, क्या पूछा था, and again try to answer जितना mind में आपके question आ रहे हैं sequence में. Okay, that's all you can do if you get stuck in the answering rapid fire. And Niket, coming to your question, why we should recommend you if they ask such question? Simply, you should know your personal performance should be good. So tell them that I have performed enough. I have performed well in the GTO psychology.